Alright, let's be real for a second. Let's talk about chasing your goals. Now, it's hard, it's messy, and it sure can be confusing because you have to ask yourself that question: what is my goal? And if you're anything like me, sometimes you don't even know what the final picture looks like. Am I right? I mean, we sit here thinking, man, I want to succeed. I want to build something great. But what does that even mean for me? What is this goal that you hear all these people talking about? It's like, you gotta have your goal. And you're just sitting there and you're stressed out like, shit, I don't even know what that goal is. The real thing is, sometimes you have to just start something, even if you don't have it all figured out. And you need to hold some kind of vision in your head. I know, I'm becoming one of those speakers. You gotta have a goal. But really, I think what helped me out is I keep on searching. I'm trying to figure out what my goal is. And every single day that I keep on thinking about it, it becomes that much more clearer for me. Now, initially, I'm a man of many interests, and I run around doing this, that, and try to do every single thing in the world. But, to the finest degree that I know how to explain this to you, you need to have a focus. And you're going to see that I, at times, am a hypocrite because I don't necessarily have just one focus. I know I should. I really do know I should. But I sometimes don't. And this definitely slows me down a lot. So this is a question you're going to have to grapple with. Do you focus on one skill or spread yourself thin like me? You have to make the choice. Now, Tony Robbins says, where energy flows, your attention goes. So I ask you, where is your energy flowing to? Because where your energy flows, it's a very clear indicator that might be your goal. Because realistically, you're not going to achieve your goal in a day. So I found this piece of furniture, and I like doing some woodwork on the side as just like a de-stress. And I'm looking at this piece, and I'm like, you know what? It's gonna take me a day. Sadly to say, it's been about a week, and it's still coming along. And I every day that I'm working on it, I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna be a day I finish up. But I'm like, man, let's be real here. This thing is probably gonna look great once I actually devote the time that needs to be devoted to it. But I started off with the goal of like, you know what, I'm going to make this small drawer that much more bigger, and so that way it can contain more things. So I need to extend this, extend that, and your mind might very easily think, okay, this is only going to take like 5-10 minutes. But realistically, when you actually get down to the work, it doesn't take 5-10 minutes. It actually is going to take a little bit longer. This shows me that your goals aren't going to be achieved right away. You need to work on them day in and day out. And when you do this, that goal is going to start to show itself more easily, and you will actually have a focus to be like, okay, this is where my energy is going to flow. I decided, like any business structure, that I'm going to have different quarters in my life. And now that it's getting warm, I'm starting to kind of do more things outside. And because I don't have a giant studio for my woodwork, I'm going to take advantage of the warmth and do more of my woodwork stuff when it's warm. And then when it's cold, that's where I get into the development of these videos, of other YouTube channels and whatnot. And now you'll see, I don't just have one goal. I have maybe 2 or 3. My big problem is I try to have 10, 12. So I've been realizing I need to narrow them down and focus, because you can only spread yourself but so thin. You gotta realize, focus on 1 or 2 goals, work on them, and then once they are completed, really go back and reassess, how did this make me feel? Was this useful? Was this the thing that lights me up? Because that is something that can really easily help you figure out, all right, this might be a goal that I actually want to go and achieve. So think about it. If you don't focus your mind on where you want to go, even in the struggle, how are you going to get there? You see, visualization is okay, and you should put it in your head, but it doesn't beat actual work. You need to actually get your hands moving, get your mind moving, doing something. because you could sit around all day just trying to visualize. But you know what we call that? It's more like daydreaming. It's not visualization. I mean, visualization and daydreaming are very much tied together. But the difference between daydreaming and visualization is once you visualize something, you need to start to act on it. You need to start to do it. You need to start taking steps forward to achieve whatever it is that you are visualizing. Because it's not gonna just come on its own. Things hardly ever do that. You need to figure out, okay, what work can I do so that I can move forward? Even if you don't know how yet. You may not know what the full image is supposed to be. And it's okay if you keep at it and you keep holding the idea. And this is where I highly recommend, once you visualize something, you sit down and you write it down. If you don't write it down and actually physically see it, you can easily forget it and get lost in the whole mix of when you're actually working on stuff. Like me, for my woodwork stuff, I always sit down and draw out some blueprints and draw out sketches so that this way I can reference it back and know, all right, this is what I'm going to achieve with this. Because, hey, you might think, okay, I'm going to get this done in a day, but realistically, a week later, still not done. I can easily, you know how many things can pop into my mind in 1 week? And then I just easily get distracted and I completely forget about this thing? No. So you gotta really sit there and plan it out right. Because what I find is writing is truly a great way to clarity. And when you're writing, right, you can easily edit things as you write, but you need to not edit so much. You need to just spit it out, because it's like Dean Graziosi says, don't let perfection rob you of your progress. Very easily we can sit and try to be perfect in what we say, how we say it, but that's robbing you of learning as you go along. Look, you're gonna hear sometimes in these speeches, it's not gonna go maybe the way that I wanted it to go, and I'm gonna just kind of roll with it and change it. And also, I'm learning a lot more things about communicating and storytelling, so this way my speeches could be a lot more engaging. Now, initially when I first started, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just kind of fumble my way along. Maybe some of my pronunciation might be a little bit weird, maybe my tone might be a little bit off, and I don't want to bore people. I want you to actually get something from these talks so that you can be that much better off. At least that's my hope, truly, and it really is. The truth is, you're never fully gonna feel like you're ready. So what do? Visualize where you want to be and take action, even if the action is small, even if it's shaky, even if you realize you've been rambling on and maybe completely missed the topic, and even if you don't know if the action you're taking is the right action to do. You gotta just try. And I know we don't want to waste our time, because time's a very precious commodity, but you're not going to learn what you need to learn if you don't throw your hat in the ring. You gotta just take step by step and go for it. Another way to think about it is this way, right? The other day, I was driving in the mountains and fog came out of nowhere. If anybody has driven in fog, you realize that you can really only see, maybe 3-4 feet in front of you. And the biggest mistake you could actually do is, right, you turn your high beams on thinking you can see further, and instead you blind yourself. So the thing is this: when driving through fog, you need to take it literally 2 or 3 feet at a time. And this can really easily be the way you get your goal achieved. You just take it 2 or 3 feet at a time, step by step, inch by inch, so that this way you can make it to your destination. Because it's very easily to find yourself in the trap that you're like, hey, I need to know exactly where I'm going, where that finish line is. Look, you're gonna get there. You are eventually gonna get up the mountain, just like I did. But it's, you gotta just take it slowly, because here's the thing: if you try to rush it, right, and if you try to speed up, besides the deer jumping in front of your path or a sharp turn off the mountain, you can easily find yourself in a whole heap of trouble. It's not wise to rush. In fact, it's better to just take your time and go slow. I know we're in a very fast-paced society where we always want to run and do. But sometimes you need to just slow down, take it step by step, inch by inch, and you will find your way. Keep moving. The road will open up for you. You will find your way to the goal. If you're struggling right now, if you're grinding and thinking, man, is this ever going to work out for me? I want you to do this. Stop, and visualize where you want to be. Picture yourself there. Feel it. Live it. Imagine that you're there. And then see how you're going to do it. And if you can't see how you do it, fine. Take a step. Hold on to that vision. Write it down. Anchor yourself, especially when you feel tired, when you feel frustrated, when you are doubting yourself and wondering, why did I decide to do that? I mean, look, for my wood projects, I'm super excited. The first 2 hours in, I'm doing it, and then like 8 hours later, I'm like, what did I even start? Why did I even think? Why did I want to do this? And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I should just leave it and just forget about it, and that's it, and call it a day. But no, right? I don't give up. When I start something, I finish it. I'm that type of person. Because I know once it's done and I have a beautiful piece of furniture that's custom made, I'm going to feel so proud of myself. And that one little achievement is going to lead me to the next achievement. I hope that you can find something to help you achieve your goals, to help you move forward step by step. Just take one step, because movement is momentum, and momentum keeps you alive in this game. Success isn't pretty, and it is definitely not a straight line. It's back and forth, and it's a battle, especially because you have everybody else that you're going to have to deal with. But look, we are made to be winners. So keep your vision alive. Keep it in your mind. You have that vision for a specific reason. It is given as a gift to you so that you can be the one to complete it. If you commit to figuring it out along the way, you're going to be shocked once you actually have achieved it. The struggle is the pathway. The vision is the guide. And if you write it down, that guide becomes a little bit more clearer. So yeah, keep grinding, keep visualizing, and whatever you do, even if you feel a little lost, remind yourself, you may not know exactly where the final picture leads, but you know that it's going to be worth it when you get there. Keep inching forward, because that's what real creators do. I can't wait to see your vision. I can't wait to see what you guys achieve. I'll catch you next time.